So here is the 2023 F-350. This is the all new Super Duty that Ford came out with. For starters, it looks a lot different from the front. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I don't think it looks as good as the previous gen, such as that truck there, but let's kind of dive right into the front here. So what they've done is they've rounded the front headlight LED daytime running lights. They've changed these two, like it kind of all fits into the grille. And compare with that truck there, I don't know if I like it, to be honest. It's a lot more roundish, if that makes sense, which I don't know if I like. The fog light also is a circle instead of a horizontal light. We've got chrome, so this is a Lariat, of course. It's got the full 360 camera. The grille looks a lot different, which I don't know, again, if I like it too much, but it's okay. It's just gonna depend on the person. We'll see what happens in the next coming months when people start getting these trucks. We still have Super Duty printed here on the front hood. We do have some bulging again. I feel like this looks a little bit bigger than the past generation, but overall it looks okay. Just the front grille is really going to take some time for people to get used to. Again, it's just going to be a personal preference. But that's it at the front here. Let's take a look underneath the hood of the truck. Before we get into the engine, I'm going to just do a quick front and rear comparison of the two trucks. Previous gen, new gen. What do you think's better? Which one would you go with? Personally, in my opinion, I'm 22 all the way. Now let's take a look at the back and see what you think. So here are the back of the trucks. This one's obviously a platinum, so it's a little bit more nicer looking than the Lariat, but there are the backs of the two trucks. Again, I'm probably gonna go with the 22 as opposed to the 23. I just don't really think the back looks that good, especially the way the bumpers are. Like, they've got the side steps for the bumpers, which I don't really think it looks good, but let me know what you think about them too. Now let's get into the engine. So underneath the hood of the Lariat Super Duty we have here, a 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. This is not the high output. This is the regular diesel, 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Made it to the 10-speed auto. Pretty good. Nothing too crazy, nothing I feel like has really changed with the speed unless you do get the high output. But that is what is under the hood of this truck. Now let's dive around the truck and see what you think. Okay, so these are where things get really interesting. So the tires, we're on 18-inch rims. They don't look too bad, but the tire size here at the front is 275/70 R18s. The rim's okay. I would probably lift this up a little bit. Now this is where I think it's a little weird. I don't know if I really like this huge event. It's probably just over a foot big. And we've got Lariat here on the side. It looks like it is functional because I can see it's, you can see through it. But again, I don't know if I like it too much. We've got the F-350 chrome here. They have changed the badge here on the 6.7 Power Stroke diesel badge on the side. It looks a little bit smaller. This one does not have any running boards. The mirror looks the same. Nothing looks different from the mirror. We've got the side marker light as well. Keyless entry, and then we've also got the key code here on the door. We still have the forward door kind of coming down a little bit. Again, no running boards. This is where it looks a lot like a Chev from the box. They have inputted the kind of side bed step from GM, and I don't really like how you can see through it. I wish this was kind of all like together at one piece, but I don't know if I like that on the Ford, to be honest. Back tire here, same thing, 275/70 R18s. And we've got the FX4 package as well. And then as we can see, they have inputted the rear bumper step just like GM as well. And as we can see, the side light does look a little bit different, but that is pretty much the side of it. I'll kind of zoom out here so you can see what it looks like from the side. I don't know if I like some of the upgrades that they've done, especially the bed step and the bumper step, but again, it's just going to be a preference for most people. Now let's dive into the back and see what it looks like. So coming into the back here, we could see obviously the side bumper steps. They do look kind of weird, I'll be honest, just the way they're angled. Now, GM had this issue before, is when they made them smaller, a lot of people couldn't actually put their steel toe boot in there. It does have some decent height, but I just don't think it looks that good. The taillight also just doesn't look, it looks a little weird, the way that they designed it. Maybe it's just because it's a Lariat, I'm not too sure, but I don't really like it too much. We've got the Super Duty stamped here in the back tailgate, all chrome as well. We've got all the sensors too. Obviously it's got the hitch. Now we still push the button and the tailgate comes down ever so gently. This is a brand new truck, so it will keep doing that for a while. No spray and bed liner, no fifth wheel gooseneck. It does have the lights typically that Ford has. You push the button here and all the lights will go on. That's typical of Ford, which I actually like that. Nothing too crazy back here. We do have a camera for the bed when you're trailering. That's totally up to you. Now also at the top here, they do have like a handle, if you will, like GM again. They basically, I would say, copied from the kind of rear cab and back from GM essentially. They have put the measuring units here instead of actually on the tailgate itself, which I guess is a neat option. I guess it'll come with all trucks, but I just noticed that, so that's something interesting. This one does not have the tailgate step, and now after that, you just kind of lift the tailgate up. It is really light, but that is it for the back. Let's take a look inside, because that is also where some differences are happening. Okay, so climbing into the back here of the F-350, no power sunroof in this one. The seats look the same. They look like they've got the sport seats because it's got like that brown trim. It's got like gray stitching as well. Nothing too crazy for the back seats. Now coming to the door, it's got this soft material that is in the F-150 XLT, it looks like. Some stitching here. It's okay. It doesn't look too bad. The smaller door handles there. We've got the cup holder. We've got the window switch. It has the B&O system in it as well. But yeah, it's okay. There's not really too much back here that's different compared to the new gen, I guess, F-150. But back here, we've got heated seats, USB-C in the back. We've got the power 12 volt, and we've got the 110 as well. Nothing else back here that maybe you would think is different from an F-150 or a Super Duty. It does have the new cup holders back here too, which is nice to have. But that is it from the back. Let's take a look at the cockpit of the truck. Okay, so this is where most of the differences are happening. And we'll go over the screen in just a second. But the seats also look really good. I would say they're pretty comfortable. We've got the perforation here for the heated and ventilated seats. Now this is where things are going to get different, which I will go over once we go over some of the things inside. This is the door panel here. It's got that soft touch material. You've got some kind of laminate looking wood here, I would say. Window controls, memory seating. The B&O system is here as well. The door is pretty big. Again, no running board on this one. We've got your seat controls here. And that is it, everyone. Let's take a look inside and go over some of its options. Alrighty, so here is the interior of the brand new 2023 F-350. Now we'll start actually with the screen. This is in a comm mode right now, which I don't really like. I do like a little bit of stuff going on. So if I move it up to trip, you can move it to your fuel economy. And just gonna have to play around with it, but that's up to the person. Basically, they put the new F-150 interior into this truck. It also does have an interesting animation of the truck when you get in it. So if you want to watch a movie when you step in it, there it is for you. And then we start it up. There's the other animation there. And then once we turn it off, there is the animation there. It just beeps like that, and it also asks you to check the rear seats. But that is it when you jump out of the truck. You got your cruise control on this side. The steering wheel is nice. It's pretty big. It feels good. I do like the touch. You got your window stock here for your wipers. And then this is the new shifter, which I don't really know if I like it, to be honest. I think it just doesn't feel as good as it did before. The steering wheel, like I said, does feel pretty good. We've got that kind of brushed aluminum look carried throughout the whole interior, which I don't mind. The dash has that soft touch material that's kind of carried throughout on the door. I don't really know if I like the straight look. I did like in the past truck, it had that kind of hump here for the speedometer, which, you know, is not there anymore. But I guess you could see a little bit more of the hood. You've got the B&O system up here as well. It does have the upper glove box here, like that brushed aluminum look carried throughout, which looks good. You got Super Duty planted there. Glove box down below is okay. Nothing too crazy there. Also, the buttons up here, it's got the diesel exhaust brake. The camera here is pretty good. I would say the quality looks better than compared to the F-150, but you could just kind of play around with the camera angles if you'd like. This here's a side. This is basically a camera for the trailer. And then this one here is the 360. So this is your bed camera, which looks pretty good. It's a little grainy, but I always like that option that they give you. So that's pretty much it for the cameras. Hazards are up here, traction control and hill descent control as well. And that's pretty much it for the top here. This is the screen that they have in the 22s. For some reason, the way it looks here, it looks smaller, but it is the same screen. I don't mind the look here. I just think it looks a little different, and it's just going to take some getting used to. Screen is pretty useful. You've got your audio here, your features. You know, it's very easy to use. I'm not going to go through a ton of stuff. You've got your nav, your favorites here, your audio, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the audio there. Settings, of course. Like I said, features, just gonna have to play around with it. Down below is your climate control. So here they've got rid of the digital gauges, which does not look good, I would say. But one thing I do have to say that they did is they put a heated steering wheel button in here, which is a nice touch. We've got your drive modes here and your 4x4 auto. You can actually lock the rear diff in this one. You've got your trailer brake controller. Once you move this, you've got a little bit of like a movie, I would say here. I think it looks really good. Like the quality of the graphics looks amazing. You got your off-road normal, your tow haul, and then you've got your eco, of course, but usually just leave it on normal. I think it looks really good. You've got wireless charging down below as well. More slots here to put more stuff. You can close this too. It's kind of got that same feeling or same look as it does on the doors, which doesn't look too bad. You've got another place here to put some stuff. And then as we get into the center here, we've got cup holders that you could put on both sides. Slide this over. You got another area here to put some stuff. It says basically F series there, estimated 1948, which is a nice little touch. And then as we go into the center console, lift up, it looks pretty big, similar as it was before. You've got this here, you could take out if you really need to for more room. Soft touch. I haven't seen yet a pullout here, which I think they should be doing in obviously the new generation Super Duties. I could be wrong if they're not doing it, but I haven't seen one yet. But other than that, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Everything here looks new. It looks like an F-150 just basically put into this truck. But I have to say, I think that generation truck is probably the better option in a sense. I do like that truck. I think it looks a lot better, and I do enjoy the interior a little bit more. But it's going to come down to a personal preference. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. All right, everyone. So the price of this bad boy, $102,000 in Canadian. And you don't get a ton of stuff. Now, I'm not too sure what people are going to think when they start getting these trucks to drive them. We will have to see. I feel like that generation truck is probably going to increase in value just because of the way this looks and the way it feels kind of driving. I mean, this one's brand new. It is a customer, so we're not going to drive it. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I'm very curious, and we will see you in my next video. Cheers.